You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
AfterBuzz TV presents Chatting with Cathy. Sit-down interviews with Hollywood's leading actors, artists, and entrepreneurs. And now, your host of Chatting with Cathy, Cathy Kelly.
Hello everyone, Bing is for doing, and we're doing another after show for Chatting with Cathy right here on AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm your host, Cathy Kelly, and joining me today is the star of ABC Family's Baby Daddy, I'm getting so tongue-tied, Derek Theler is here joining us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
And you have had quite a career, starting in modeling, getting into acting.
Yeah.
So, tell us about Baby Daddy.
Fellas, Baby Daddy. Yeah, we are working on our 3rd season now, and our 2nd season is wrapping up very soon, which I guess today. And I'm having a blast. It's a live audience sitcom. Basically, walk around and tell jokes on Friday night and rehearse the rest of the week. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. Have the weekends off.
Sounds like the life.
Yeah.
So you were born in Alaska.
Yes.
Getting back to the younger years, you grew up in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Did you grow up like skiing, snowboarding?
Yeah, I was definitely a Colorado boy. I skied pretty much my whole life. I like to go camping, build my own fires, wear flannels, drink whiskey. That's
when you were a boy.
Yes,
Drink
when
whiskey?
I was a child. That's how I had a beard when I was 8 years old. No, the whiskey part is a little bit later, but yeah, I'm a Colorado kid. Love fishing and outdoor stuff.
How did you get into acting? Like, was that always a goal or aspiration of yours?
Yeah. It was always kind of like a pipe dream. I didn't really take it seriously. I actually went to school and got my degree at Colorado State for pre-medicine.
Yeah.
And right about the time I was about to finish up my degree and plan on going to graduate school, I decided I didn't want to regret not coming out to LA and giving it a try. And at this point, I'm glad I did.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people out there that they have those dreams, but they never actually pull the trigger.
Yeah, there are a lot of people out there like that, and I didn't want to be one of them. I mean, I loved movies growing up, and I really thought that it's something I would be really happy doing. So I actually took one trip to Los Angeles when I was in college, trying to get my degree, and I decided that I was gonna go for it right after that vacation.
Yeah. While you were there, weren't you on the hills, or was that a separate?
Yeah, actually,
time?
that was
Okay.
my second day ever in Los Angeles. Yeah.
So you kind of have a skewed perspective of the industry, maybe, or
I guess
no?
you could say that. I mean, yeah, it's still tough, being an actor and trying to work for your next gig and all that. But my second day in Los Angeles, I wound up on a television show.
How did that happen?
I don't know. It was just a crazy string of coincidences that put me there, and it was weird. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. So when you originally moved out to LA, did you know anyone out here?
No.
Okay.
Nobody. I actually had a friend in college who, we were taking acting classes like in Denver and trying to learn as much as we could for like the area that we were living in, which there's not a whole lot of like acting classes and productions and things like that. But I had a buddy that I made in acting class, and we came together, and we knew nobody out here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of make that transition? Was it difficult for you?
Yeah, I just kind of hit the ground in LA and decided I wanted to learn as much as I could and meet as many people as fast as I could, because I felt like I got kind of a late start. I'm a college graduate, and a lot of people come out here when they're 15 years old, and I was a little bit older than that, but I feel like I learned a lot of like life experience, and I really kind of grew up, and I knew who I was when I got to LA, so I really took it very seriously and put all my time and work into advancing my craft and all that. And I got very fortunate and booked like several commercials kind of when I got here, so I didn't ever have to actually be a server, which I'm eternally grateful for.
Yeah.
And now I'm here.
Yeah. And when you moved out here, did you jump right into acting classes here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I just kind of I looked online and researched and asked a lot of people and tried to figure out where I could get the most. And I went to several different coaches and several classes and tried to learn as much as I could.
Yeah. Are you still in them now?
I'm not. Well, it's a kind of a full-time job now,
Okay.
but I still pop in my some of my old classes for sure.
Cool. So when you did have those aspirations to move to LA, what did your parents say? Like, you were in pre-med.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
The goal was to get into medical school and become a doctor, and that changed drastically after my one trip to LA. And my parents thought I was crazy. You know, they fully supported me. They're extremely loving and supportive parents, but they were terrified for me. They knew nothing about Los Angeles or the business, and neither did I. But I think so far it wound up well.
What do they do?
My dad, they're both retired, but my dad, his full life has been in the military. He's a firefighter, and my mom's worked in insurance most of her life. So
no
they
one
know
in the industry?
nothing at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So they love to come out and watch the live tapings of our show, and they're learning from me a lot about this business, you know.
Yeah. Do you find that difficult that you didn't have, like, you know, they didn't know anything about the industry?
I mean, I think a lot of people these days who are, you know, moving fast in the industry have parents who started in it and things like that. But I don't know. I don't think it's that hard, because it just, you know, it means that I need to learn more, and I like learning and, you know, taking in knowledge about what I'm doing and what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's not that hard. It's fun to introduce them into what I'm doing. It's all crazy, like lights and glamour for them, you know.
Yeah. I thought it was so weird. Like, I always explain to my mom, like, the audition process and that kind of thing, and she doesn't know. She's a scientist, actually. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's impossible to understand unless you go through it, I feel like. But
Yeah.
yeah.
She actually teaches med school, so she is like the opposite of what you did.
Yeah, exactly. I could have had your mom as a professor.
Did you know, like, what kind of doctor you wanted to be at that point, or no?
I wanted to get into endocrinology. I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I wanted to study like hormones and work on a cure for type 1 diabetes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually do the diabetes walk every year.
Yeah,
in
so
New
do
York
I.
City. Yeah. Really?
Oh, in New York City. Yeah, they have them in most cities, but I
Yeah.
do the one here, and I do the one in Denver whenever I'm home. So.
That's awesome. So, growing up, I know your character on Baby Daddy, he plays hockey, but you never played hockey in your life?
I never played hockey. I'd never really been on skates in my life. So I'm athletic, though. I mean, I played basketball my whole life, and I played football, and I always like to play sports, and I'm a pretty athletic dude. But hockey is just one of those things where if you don't know how to skate, you look ridiculous, you know. So
Yeah.
So it was kind of, I was pretty nervous about it, but I just kind of put on some inline skates for all the scenes that we do in the hockey arena, and just kind of faked it, and I think they made it look okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they built like an entire set just for the hockey
Yeah,
arena.
we've had several scenes that's actually like during the games
Yeah.
in Madison Square Garden for the Rangers, and I have to wear inline skates, like it's the ice.
So they don't actually have real ice.
It's not real ice. It's not real ice, people. But yeah, it kind of gives the same effect, so it's fun.
Cool. So, getting back to after college, when you took that trip to LA, just like, what was it like? Did you come like as a sightseeing trip, or?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it was my Christmas New Year's break from college. I think it was my sophomore year in college. And I just wanted to come and see LA for the first time and hang out. I slept on somebody's couch that I barely knew, because I had a friend who lived here. And he was like, "Hey, you want to come to LA with me?" I was like, "Sure."
Yeah.
So we came to LA, and, you know, that was it.
Yeah.
We knew nothing. We just kind of wanted to see the town and have a couple of drinks.
And that's when you kind of knew that this is where you wanted to be.
Well, yeah. Like I said before, I've always been into movies, and I've always thought that it's something that I would love to do, and I didn't take it seriously until I actually got here and talked to some people a little bit about the business, and that's when it was time to change my entire life goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that you've said in past interviews that you actually saved up money before coming here.
Yeah.
So you had a plan of attack.
Oh yeah, I had a plan of attack. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was midway through my sophomore year of college, so it was like, okay, it's time to start saving. It's time to start taking classes. It's time to get prepared for this Los Angeles thing. So I was saving up money for the big move for over a year, year and a half.
Do you get to go home a lot?
I do. I get to go home about twice a year, which is nice. Always for Christmas.
Yeah.
Home to the snow in Colorado, which is nice where I'm from. And, you know, I love to see my family. They're
Yeah.
all in Colorado Springs.
What do your family and friends back home say, like, when they see you on TV?
Yeah, it's cool because this show is like, it's not like an HBO show where I don't want my grandparents to see it, you know? It's not vulgar,
It's a
there's not
family
that much
show.
violence. It's a cool family show, and everyone has someone they can relate to, and it's fun, and it really has a great message. So I really love, you know, getting the feedback from my family, because it's something that anyone can enjoy, from my, you know, my little cousins to my grandparents. And it's also something that they can come enjoy if they make it to Los Angeles. They can come watch the show live, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
it's amazing to be able to let my family see me work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned when you first moved out here, you got a lot of commercials booked pretty soon after you moved out here.
I was very lucky, yeah.
You were in a Coke Zero commercial.
Yeah.
And what do you attribute to that success? Like, you know, getting those jobs right when you moved?
A lot of it's luck. A whole lot of it was luck. I was so fortunate to be able to get jobs like that. But another big part of it, I think, is kind of your attitude and your personality. You know, you just want to show the people who are booking you to work for them that you're fun to work with and you're easy. And that's very important, I think, is just to have a good attitude and to be positive and be ready to give them whatever they need to make the best product.
Yeah. A lot of people outside the industry, I know that they think that actors are divas or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So you're saying that's not the case? Like, you just have to be positive? And
I'm saying, well, yeah, personally, for sure, I would never want to be called a diva, and I think it's just important to make everybody comfortable.
I wouldn't call you a diva.
Well, thank you, but I mean, yeah, it's I know that there's that stereotype, but I just think it's very important to make sure that everybody on set's having a good time, and that you're not the problem, and you're part of the solution and not the problem.
Because it usually is very hectic on set.
It is. It's hectic. There's a lot of problems, and when actors, you know, being divas, bring even more problems to the set, then things get worse, and that's where the stereotypes come from. And I just think it's important to have a good attitude no matter what you're doing or what you're going through.
So before acting, you did quite a bit of modeling as well.
I wouldn't say quite a bit.
Well, you did some modeling.
I did a little bit of modeling, yeah.
So
I took a couple of photos.
Which do you prefer?
Modeling or acting?
Yeah.
Definitely acting.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, my modeling stage was about 3 months of me taking a couple photos. And, you know, and now they're all over the internet.
Yeah.
Of course. But I really wouldn't say I made any money modeling. I'm you know, I'm as big as a door. I'm 6'5". You know, none of the sample clothes ever fit me, and it's impossible to frame me up with a normal sized human being. You know, so running down the catwalk, I probably wouldn't even my head would be over the lights.
Yeah.
You know, so
Do you find that challenging at all, like being so tall and having to be cast in these roles? Like, do they ever say that you are too tall?
Oh yeah, I get it all the time.
Okay.
All the time when, you know, I have to duck into the casting room doorway, it's like, wow, he's tall. You know, our other lead is 5'5". We're not going to be able to even frame them up. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but it's something that also makes me unique. So hopefully someday it'll be an advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the audition process like for Baby Daddy?
For Baby Daddy, it was pretty much as average as it gets for audition processes go. I mean, I read several times for the role. I went in for the first read, just like any other audition. I was excited about it. I loved the script, and I read, and then 2 days later, I came back and did it again. And then I came back and did it for the executive producer, and then I had a session a week later with a director, and then we went on to testing. And I was so lucky to land the role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like 3 Men and a Baby, modern day take on that.
Exactly what
I
it
always
is.
say it's like 3 Men and a Baby minus the Tom Selleck mustache.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm working on the mustache. I'm working on the Tom Selleck mustache just to bring it all together.
Yeah. So when you did get the role, I heard that Jean-Luc wasn't cast in it for the pilot.
That's true.
So you guys had to refilm the pilot?
Yes, that's absolutely true. We had a different actor who was a great actor who was initially cast for Ben, but I guess they wanted something different, and so Jean-Luc came on board later than everybody else. Everyone else was already cast, and the show was picked up, and we were all very excited to work. But unfortunately, at the time, our lead was gone, so it was strange.
Yeah.
It's like one of those moments, like you're never safe, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta always take it seriously and bring your A game, and we got Jean-Luc, and the show's better than ever.
Yeah, and it has been a wildly successful show for ABC Family.
Yeah.
You guys got picked up for season 3 before season 2
which was
ended.
an incredible moment.
Yeah.
That was one of the most amazing moments I've had on the show. Is the very last day of work on season 2. The very last day of work, the entire cast and crew were told at the same time that we were going back to work in 2 months.
Yeah.
So instead of that day where everyone's kind of sad, saying their goodbyes, not knowing if we're ever going to work together again, it was like, see you in a couple months. We're having a drink later. You know.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a good moment.
What was the first thing you guys did after that?
Well, it was actually before our show,
Okay.
before our tape night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we were all sitting around, and they broke the news, and everyone, you know, jumped up and cheered and hugged each other, and everyone was very excited. But we still had a show to do, and you know, I feel like that day was a lot more relaxed. Actually, we're always relaxed. We're always relaxed. But it was one of those days where nobody really knew their lines or really like was working as hard as they could because everyone was so excited to get to the party afterwards.
And you guys have a very tight-knit cast. I mean, you do hang out after work.
Yeah, all the time.
Even though you guys spend like Monday through Friday together, you still hang out after work. You guys vacation together.
True.
What do you attribute to, you know, the cast being so friendly with one another?
I don't know. I think it's just something lucky and special. You know, we get along so well. All of us are so different, but at the same time, we all get along so well and have so much fun working together that why would we want to just work together? We could go hang out together, you know? So it's weird, and it's something special too that I think really adds something else to the show because we really love being there. We want to keep doing it. We have a good time. We know everything about each other, so it's something that hopefully comes through on the TV screen as well.
Yeah, and life kind of imitates art because
on the show, you have no idea. My life is over when the show is over. Okay, so I'm living with Jean-Luc, my TV brother. I live I mean, I probably shouldn't say that. I live in very close proximity to the studio.
Okay.
I'm right there.
Yeah.
So, and I'm also hanging out with Chelsea all the time, Taj all the time. It's like, this is my life, is totally my character. It's weird. It's like Jean-Luc's turning into Ben, I'm turning into Danny. It's very strange. And the writers are even writing things around experiences that we've been having lately.
Really?
It's weird.
So there are some real life things getting into the script?
Yeah, we have, well, I mean, of course we have funny stories. You know,
Yeah.
we're a bunch of adolescent people, and we hang out together all the time.
Yeah.
So whenever something funny comes up, we'll tell the writers, and 2 weeks later, it's in the show. It's funny.
Is there ever too much of Jean-Luc? I heard that he's like really messy at your...
Who told you that?
He did.
He is really messy. The kid, like, I wasn't gonna out him like that unless he said it. Yeah, it's crazy how messy that kid is.
He
He
says
can't
that-
see his floor in his bedroom.
Really?
It's unbelievable.
He said that he leaves a couple dishes in the sink every now and then you guys get mad at him.
Oh, I wish you could see the house right now. Yeah, it's hilarious if that's what he said. It's a little bit worse than that, but I mean, I'm not going to go into too much detail.
Okay. So
He's a messy guy.
A messy guy.
Yeah.
I heard actually Taj gave me some dirt on you. Not some
great.
actual dirt. He said that you're really into crafts.
Into crafts? Crafts is what he called it.
Like Michaels and stuff?
Michaels, I mean, they do know me at Joanne the Fabric Shop. They know me there. It's not as much crafts. It's more, I like to like build costumes.
Okay.
Like kind of like.
He said you were very
like
into
the Comic-Con, like
costume parties,
superhero stuff. Oh yeah, we have a costume party, like every couple of months. We have a
What?
themed costume
That's
party.
awesome.
And I like to build my own costumes. So what? It's my
That's
hobby.
awesome.
Yeah.
What's the last costume you created?
Last costume, I did a pretty serious Daryl from The Walking Dead costume.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I made a crossbow quiver, and I had like the bike vest and everything. It was pretty serious. That was one of my last costumes I did.
Is that what inspired the superhero episode on
Yep.
Baby Daddy?
That is exactly what inspired
Okay.
the superhero episode because I love superheroes. I love dressing up like superheroes. I came to LA because I wanted to be a superhero. I want to act in a superhero film. So yeah, that's definitely how that spawned.
Yeah, so you're really into comic books then, or is
Yeah,
that okay.
I mean, I'm not like, it's not a weird thing, is it? I don't know.
No.
I'm into comic books. I like the whole idea of a superhero, and yeah, I would love to get a chance to work on something like that someday.
Yeah. What do you think of Ben Affleck as
Everybody
Batman?
asks me that because it's always like people have been calling me because they know I'm such a big like Batman
Yeah.
and Superman fan, and I think he can do it. I like
Yeah.
Ben Affleck. I mean, I know Daredevil wasn't that great. I definitely agree with that, but and I mean, he just won an Oscar for, for a movie that he directed and starred in, which is incredible. And I think he can pull it off. I really do. I believe in him. And Christopher Nolan's not going to make a bad movie. So I'm excited. I'm going to see it opening night for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Is there a certain superhero that you would want to play?
God, I don't know. My favorite's always been Superman. But I honestly, I would like to be any superhero.
Yeah.
Anyone with superhuman powers for sure.
Okay. DC or Marvel? Do you have a preference?
I have to say Marvel because I work for Disney.
Okay.
So yeah, Marvel for sure.
Well, there you go. So in addition to, like the superhero roles, do you have a dream role other than that?
Yeah, I would love to work on a war movie.
Okay.
Like a war movie or like a mercenary movie, because I really want to shoot weapons. Like I'm really familiar. I grew up kind of in the military. I'm really familiar with weapons and weapon systems and how they work, and I want to do my own fight choreography. I want to do a car chase. I want to get the girl. I want to do it all.
Okay.
I want to do action films.
That sounds like fun.
That's what I came to LA for,
Okay.
honestly. And now I'm walking around telling jokes, loving my job, but I eventually want to get a shot at doing that.
Yeah. Did you have like a strict upbringing growing up because your dad was in the military?
Yeah, stricter than some, I would say, but not. I mean, I have a great family. They're pretty amazing. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, we followed the rules pretty good. Some tough justice was installed in the family, I guess.
Yeah. So Matt Dallas is actually doing a war movie.
Yeah. He's working on. He's going around town or going around the country.
Under road, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about like creating your own roles? Getting behind the scenes?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I eventually I would love to produce. I mean, that's where this is all eventually leading up to. And yeah, I mean, I've got ideas. I've actually produced short films before that I'm embarrassed about. I don't want to talk about anymore, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but it's something that's that eventually down the road I would love to be a part of. Yeah.
So before Baby Daddy, you appeared in episodes of 90210, The Middle, Cougar Town. This was kind of your breakout role.
Definitely.
What was the first thing you did when you found out you got it?
First thing I did, honestly, I was in the drive-through at KFC, and Dan, our executive producer, gave me a call and told me I booked the role right. This was actually right after the test, and I was so excited. I already ordered my food. I went through, paid
What did you
for
get?
it. I don't know, a chicken sandwich. What did I get at KFC? I don't know. I was hungry, so I got a chicken sandwich. Drove through, paid for it, got it, and threw it right in the trash and took all my boys to the Sizzler for a big steak dinner.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you like call your parents or whatever?
Oh yeah. I
Okay.
called my folks, of course, but yeah, I took all the boys out. Everyone was pretty excited. Yeah.
Do you like treat yourself to like anything nice other than dinner?
Other
Like
than the
you found out-
Sizzler? I mean, I live pretty frugally. I don't really need that much. I live in a great house that's in my means, and I've got a nice car that I really like. But besides the occasional sushi dinner date, I don't really treat myself that much, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
I'm still young, and this isn't going to last forever, so I'm trying to be smart with my money, I guess.
That's actually very smart. Most people in the industry, I feel like, would just spend like every paycheck.
Well, maybe that's a good reason why I didn't come to LA when I was 15 and after college instead, because I was a broke college kid for many years. And so now I'm like, okay, we got to save this. How long can this last?
Yeah. In addition to like you guys being a tight-knit cast, Taj gave some other dirt on you. He said that you're very into Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo. Oh man, I don't think I'm that into Honey Boo Boo. I know.
It's enough for him to bring it up.
This just came up
recently.
Actually, is why he probably said that. I don't know. I've watched Honey Boo Boo a few times. I haven't watched the whole first season, but I think she's a character. She's pretty funny. She is funny. I don't know.
What would you say your favorite show on television is then?
Oh man. Oh, I've got several. My favorite cartoon is Archer.
Okay.
I love that show. My favorite show has got to be Game of Thrones, but I'm going to talk about another show that I'm really into right now, and that's Strike Back on Cinemax. and have you heard of it?
Never heard of it.
It's basically these two mercenaries. It's all act. It's like the Expendables on a TV show, and it's on Cinemax. So I mean, there's a lot of sex in it too.
Okay.
But
Skinamax.
But it's really an amazing show. It's really well put together. The action sequences are unbelievable, and they have these two guys who basically dodge 1,000 shots an episode. Both of them get shot at least once every episode, and they always wind up saving the girl. In the next episode, they're totally healed, ready to do it again. And that's just, I'm so into it because I think the action sequences are so cool. They're so well put together. Yeah, it's like watching an action movie every episode. I'm really into it.
I always wonder, like, being an actor, do you get to enjoy TV now, like, or are you always analyzing how other actors are doing?
Oh, always watching how they're doing it. I'm watching, being in the position I'm in, doing what I do. I always pay attention to how the camera angles are and how the director's putting it together and creating the story. And I don't think it really takes that much away. It even adds more to it when you look at it that way, because you appreciate things differently. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You appreciate all the hard work that
you appreciate the hard work, and sometimes there's shots you're like, how did they do that? You want to know, and you look it up online. Yeah. And I don't know. I think it's even more interactive than before, and just turn your brain off and watching now. I'm like, how did they make that happen?
Yeah.
It's cool.
So on Baby Daddy, your co-stars Taj and Jean-Luc, they both grew up in the industry. Yeah. You got your start a little bit later, but you've also
a lot later.
Later. You have these amazing twin girls every season who play Emma on the show. People always say, don't work with kids and don't work with animals, but you guys have been really lucky to...
well, we've been very lucky 4 times. Did you know that? We've had
4 times?
We've changed babies 4 times.
I thought it was 3.
Well, the very first babies we used just for the photos, for the poster photos.
Okay.
So I guess it's 3 that we've worked with on set.
Okay.
But, yeah, we've been very lucky. Very, very lucky. The babies have always been incredible. They're actually the best actors on set. We could learn a lot from them, the babies. They always know their cues. They always, hit their marks. No, but really, we've been very lucky. And everyone says not to work with babies, but ours have really given us almost no problems ever. Yeah. I can think of one day that was tough because the babies had a rough day. They were cranky or whatever. But besides that, it's just the grown-ups that are making it harder.
And they don't even have to worry about teething.
I know. Yeah. It's a shock that we even get through scenes sometimes because we're just having too much fun.
Really?
We're laughing the whole time.
I heard you guys break character a lot.
A lot. Yeah. We break into different characters. We make up a lot too.
What does that mean?
Well, Taj and Jean-Luc and Melissa too. They all just use accents randomly if the scene's blown. It's pretty fun. It's fun on set. It's fun to come see the tapings.
I've heard Melissa's hilarious. Like, she just improvs everything.
It's pretty much impossible to keep it together if you're doing a scene with Melissa.
Really?
Because after the second take, when she gets the words right on the script, she just says whatever she wants. and it's almost all gold. They almost always use her third take because she just goes for it and says whatever comes to her head. And it's almost impossible for the rest of the cast to keep it together. Yeah.
I saw some of the twins have their own Twitter account now.
Yeah, that's true.
They're little stars. So what do you think about kids growing up in the industry?
I think you can definitely do it right. I mean, I guess
clearly it's worked out with Taj and Jean-Luc.
Clearly it's worked out with them, but I mean, horror stories like Amanda Bynes and Lindsay Lohan and stuff like that. I mean, as long as you got a good centered family around you, I think it's totally, it's the way to go if that's what they're into. Yeah.
Friends as well.
Yeah.
So as an actor, do you find it nerve-wracking? I know going from season 1 to season 2 of Baby Daddy, having that hiatus, did you find it nerve-wracking at all? Not knowing whether the show would come back?
You know what? For me, I'm just kind of getting started, and I didn't have the show, before the show started, and I was in that zone before that. But I don't know. I didn't have oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do if we don't get picked up moment, because I haven't been doing this for that long. Yeah. And so I did the whole first season and loved it and had a great time and really wanted to come back. I really did. But I wasn't that stressed out because it was pretty much my actor life right before that was the exact same.
Yeah.
So
you've been very fortunate to go from job to job.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I really have.
What's the difference filming a sitcom? I know you guys you do rehearsals and then pre-tape and then the show is on Fridays.
Yeah, the show is on Friday nights. It's what do you mean the difference?
Just from normal, from doing the regular
1 hour
just
drama.
Yeah,
it's a lot different. The hours are great. They're just on the weekdays, And we honestly don't work that hard on like a Monday because it's basically the table read and we do a couple of scenes rehearsal. But once it gets later into the week is when we really get into the grind, and we have really long days Thursdays where we do all of our baby shots and all of our pre-tape stuff with stuff that like our stunts or weird costume wardrobe stuff. We do all that Thursday. And Thursdays are long. And then Fridays, it's all just kind of like we've been warming up all week for this, guys. Let's do it. So as soon as the audience comes, we bust out the show in a few hours. It's pretty amazing, you know, for us to bust out a half-hour show every week, and it all kind of leads up to the Friday night, you know.
Yeah. Are you getting like recognized on the street now?
Yeah, occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a new thing for me for sure. But all the fans are so great, you know. A lot of people really have been responding to the show, and I'm glad. I'm very happy. I'm really proud of it. So it's a cool thing to be recognized for.
And the fans are really behind you. I heard you won the tweet off.
I won the tweet off. Yeah, that was exciting. But I mean, I don't know. I would have. I mean, I'm not saying that I was favored to win, but I had, you know, like 38 times less as many followers as Chelsea did. So. So I mean, like, I had a lot of room to grow on my Twitter followers. So
Taj seemed like he's still upset about that. He was like making an excuse. He's like, I was sick. That was the reason why I didn't win.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, my strategy, I had like, I don't even know, 25,000 followers, and Chelsea has 1 million now.
Yeah.
Taj has like 300,000. I'm not even sure. And so my strategy was to tell everybody to unfollow me right before the episode aired and then refollow me as it started, and it worked.
It did.
I won. Yeah. It was
That's
miraculous.
awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get like a lot of email notifications? Like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was worth it. People might consider it, you know, going around making a loophole around the rules, but
you still won.
I won.
Yeah.
Fair and square.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, I shouldn't be too proud because I had a lot of room to grow as far as my followers department.
Yeah.
So if I wouldn't have won, it would have been really sad. After all the prep I put into it.
Exactly. So in your free time, when you're not making costumes or filming Baby Daddy, what do you do?
I like to hike a lot. LA, you know, surprisingly, LA is a great spot for hiking for those people who don't.
Runyon.
Sorry, for those people who don't know.
If you break it, you can make a check out to Maria Menounos.
Okay. Sorry, Maria. But yeah, LA is a great spot for hiking. For those people who don't know, so there's a lot of trails. I like to get some sun, go to the beach occasionally, try to work out, stay in shape, and travel too. I like to get out of the city. California's got a lot of great places to visit.
Where do you go?
I mean, there's like Big Bear, there's Palm Springs, San Diego. A lot of great stuff within a few-hour drive. Santa Barbara. My parents actually just got a place in Pismo Beach for the next couple months so they could come to season 3 tapings.
Okay.
How exciting is that?
That's fun.
They both just retired. They're Colorado people. They've been working like 9 to 5 their whole lives, and they're relaxing on the beach now, coming to watch their son work. I'm pretty excited for them.
So are they like officially gonna move out to California?
No. It's just kind of like a fall time, get away from Colorado, stay on the beach thing. That I'm pretty excited for them to be able to come and see me work.
They've come to tapings before, right?
Yes, they have. Yeah, but I mean, it's tough when they live so far away to fly in for like a weekend or whatever. So now it's nice. It's nice to have them a little bit closer.
Is it like more nerve-wracking having them come to watch you?
No, it's not for me. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even get nervous anymore before the shows because the whole week there's so much prep that goes into it, and so once it's time, it's like, let's do this. Let's get this done. And then as soon as the show's over, I forgot all of my lines, and probably because we're having a couple of drinks in the dressing room. But I mean, it's not that nerve-wracking for me.
Yeah. So I know you said you didn't want to talk about this, but you've done some short films. Intrusion was one of them. So do you plan on doing any other short films? I
don't know. I don't have that much time on my plate right now, but I like to produce. I like to create things that you know. It's amazing to have something that come from your head that you start from the very beginning on and see it all the way through to something other people can see.
Yeah.
So I love that idea, and I don't know if I'm going to do something quite the way I did that because it was kind of a mess. It was early. It was right when I got to LA. I thought I had to do something.
I mean, I feel like all of those things are learning processes.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it was definitely a learning process. But I'd love to put together some other ideas that I have eventually.
Would you do like more comedy or drama?
I don't know. I've got a lot of ideas. I mean, I really like action and sci-fi stuff. I'd like to make something like that for sure. I did a web series that I'm really proud of about zombies. It was cool, called Project Sarah. Had a great time with that. I'd like to do something else kind of like that for sure. And there's Funny or Die. There's stuff like that that make it easy for actors to come up with ideas and then put it out there. So.
Or even a very short film like Vine, which is exactly
Vine. Yeah, Vine. I love Vine and Instagram. That's fun to try to create a story out of whatever 7 seconds.
Yeah. So moving forward, what do you hope to accomplish in your career and in your life?
I'm really happy with where I'm at. I'm proud to be working on this show, but like I said earlier, I want to work on action films. I want to do action flicks. I want to do stunts. I want to be a superhero. I want to go to war. Those are the things that I really am interested in the future for me.
Yeah. I know you're still very early on in your career, but is there anyone's career that you hope to emulate?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of The Rock.
Okay.
Like, I love the movies he's putting out these days, and like the Hemsworth brothers are killing it. They're doing the kind of films that I want to do, and yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of respect for those guys that are doing what I want to do, but those are a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our shameless plug section where you can talk about Baby Daddy, give your Twitter handle, all that stuff.
Okay. Cool. Well, shameless plug section. Follow me at Derek Theler to keep up to date with what I'm doing, and make sure you see the Baby Daddy season finale tonight on ABC Family at 8:30, 7:30 Central. You won't want to miss it.
I love that plug. It's amazing.
I tried real hard.
Yeah. So next season, I heard you guys are having a lot of guest stars.
Guest stars. Yeah. We have Cassie Serbo, who's awesome. She did Make It or Break It, and Sharknado.
Yeah.
Hello. Awesome. And Mary Hart, the legend from Entertainment Tonight, is going to be on our show. So yeah, our guest stars are incredible so far, and we're just getting started.
Awesome. Well, make sure to check out Baby Daddy tonight on ABC Family. You can find all of our Chatting with Cathy episodes on iTunes and YouTube. You can find all of our AfterBuzz TV episodes on iTunes and YouTube as well. You can follow me on Twitter at Catherine Kelly. And Derek, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you,
Cathy.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.